salutations, my dearest friends. My name is Samantha, and today I'm going to be doing a book haul. Hi, hello, are you welcome or welcome back to my channel. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. So happy to have you here. Today we're going to be doing a book haul, which I'm really excited about. I haven't done a book haul in a hot minute. And it's because truly we don't have any space. Okay, there is no space on my shelves. But somehow I still keep buying books. I have a couple of book signings that I'm going to this year, and truthfully, a lot of the authors that I'm going to see, I read most of their books on ebook, so I don't really have any of their physical books. I'm always like unsure if I should bring books to book signings or if I should buy books there, but then I get nervous that they're gonna sell out or not have the book that I want signed. I ended up getting an Amazon gift card for my job, and I was like saving it for something practical. Then I was like, you know what, let me treat myself. I have to buy these books anyways for the book signings, okay? That was my reasoning. With the books that I'm not bringing to the signing first. This one is actually a cozy mystery book. This is Mexico, Margaritas, and Murder by Wendy Day. A first book in a series, and it is our cozy mystery pick for my book club, Teacups and Murder. Cozy mysteries, I feel like I don't talk about them enough on my channel, but I do have a cozy mystery book club with my dear friend Spencer from Intentionally Bookish, a seasonal book club, so we pick a cozy mystery every season, spring, summer, fall, winter, and we try to like pick it on like the theme of the season. So this is our summer pick, because hello, they're sitting on a beach with a margarita. Doesn't get much better than that. Because our amateur sleuth is a little bit older. Her husband has recently passed away. But I can tell her and her husband didn't have like the best marriage. She was a little bit grumpy, so she's finding herself again. Going to an all-inclusive resort to Mexico with her best friend, and one of the fellow guests turns up dead. Bum, bum, bum. There's a murder, as always. Of course, she's gonna figure out what is going on, and I'm super excited to read this with you guys. Our Instagram for our book club, Teacups and Murder, which I will link down below. That's where we do all of our updates on what books we're gonna be reading, as well as the dates for our live shows. So feel free to join us. I don't remember if I talked about this next book in my last book haul, but we're talking about it again if I have, because my mom gifted me this book. It's so gorgeous. This is Anno Dracula by Kim Newman, a Dracula horror retelling. If you guys didn't know, I am literally obsessed with anything Dracula. It's by far my favorite classic. I've been obsessed with it since I read it in the 8th grade. It started my vampire obsession. I recently just got a Dracula tattoo. It's like, I don't know if you can see, it's still healing, so it doesn't look the best right now. So yeah, huge fan of Dracula, and I'm so excited to have this cover. The red sprayed edges. Even the inside is so gorgeous. Please. Placed in 1888, Queen Victoria is remarried and takes a new consort who is known infamously as Count Dracula. We talk about some historicals that I found at the thrift store. This is one of my reading vlogs that I'll link down below. I went to the grocery store, and right next to it is a thrift store that sometimes has really good finds. Like I found every Beverly Jenkins paperback, like the original covers there. So I always, anytime I'm in the area, I always swing by there. Guys, look what I found for $2. Are you kidding me? I have been searching for this cover by Loretta Chase for literally ages. This is Lord of Scoundrels by Loretta Chase. Such a beautiful copy. Classic historical. It has like the raised embossing. $2! It baffles me that this thrift store just sells their like classic historical romances for so freaking cheap. Like they have no idea what gems they're hiding, okay? Also found Worth Any Price by Lisa Kleypas. This one before, it's part of her Bow Street Runner series. It's kind of like a marriage of convenience trope, and I really did like it. Next three are total cover buys. I know nothing about these historical romances. They're just really pretty. One is Sunswept by Lee Bristol. Is Scarlet Kisses by Patricia Camden. Another beautiful cover. I love the raised embossing. Next one almost looks like a gothic romance. This one is Mistress of the Moors by Judith Conklin, if I'm pronouncing that name correctly. Yeah, just like gothic vibe, like the castle in the background, the pose. So cool. Next books that I'm going to be talking about are books by authors that I'm going to see at book signing, so I'm excited. The first one is Top Secret by Serena Bowen and Elle Kennedy. This is one of my favorite books of all time. Okay, I don't think I talk about this enough on my channel, but I have read this book at least like 5 times. Teddy Hamilton does narrate this audiobook, which of course I'm going to love. No, this is like my favorite contemporary romance. It's a male-male romance, kind of messy. She has a girlfriend in the beginning of this book, and she wants to spice things up, okay? So for her birthday, she wants to have a threesome. She wants to add a third into the relationship for one steamy time. And being the good boyfriend that he is happy to oblige. It's on this dating app that is meant to find thirds. It's kind of like a hookup app. Talking to this guy on the app and ends up having a connection with him. I don't want to spoil things too much, but it does follow their romance, and it's kind of enemies to lovers vibe. Knowing it, they both come from the same college and frat house, and they're complete opposites, okay? One is a total jock, party animal, comes from a family with a lot of wealth. The other hero is there on a scholarship. He's very serious. He's kind of an introvert. But it's so good. Something about this romance, their relationship is so funny and sexy, but also incredibly romantic. I love this book so much. One I haven't read. This is Hush by Liza James. McKay really loves her books. She's recommended some of her sapphic romances to me. If I'm not mistaken, this is a sapphic romance, which you guys know is my favorite. But also the cover. This cover is so pretty. I want to do like a bookish look with like that green and that pink eyeshadow. Would that not be so pretty? But yeah, I'm really excited to have this one. It's just, I love this cover. Give Me More by Sarah Kate. This is the third book in the Salicious Players series, which was one of my favorite reads last year. I love this series so much. I know everybody loves Praise, the first book, which I do love, but this one right here. It's a poly romance. You guys know I'm a sucker for. The entire series follows a group of friends who own a BDSM club, and each book follows their individual romances and different kinks. This book, it follows a married couple and their best friend. They pretty much do everything together. Husband, one of our heroes, Hunter, realizes that he kind of like wants to watch his wife be with someone else, but the only man he really trusts is his best friend, Drake. So they kind of enter into this polyamorous romance, which is so beautiful because they're all best friends and they already have such a strong bond. Like, this is hands down one of the best poly romances I've ever read. This one is The Frat Boy by Nikki Sloan. I haven't read this one, but I did love The Pool Boy and The Doctor, so I'm excited to pick this one up from this series. I still need to read this one and The Architect. Both their characters are struggling like money-wise, so they both end up working for like an adult filming company, like, you know what I mean? They both end up becoming sex workers and they live in the same house, and it follows their romance. And I think they even start like scening together. I don't know. I'm really excited to read it. I've heard nothing but good things. All the other books that I bought are Sophie Lark books. Yes, I'm obsessed. A broken record by saying that I have a bunch of bookish tattoos for her Brutal Birthright series. I'm clearly obsessed with strawberries because of Brutal Prince, and I don't own all of her books. I really don't. I read all of her books, ebooks on Kindle Unlimited, so I didn't own a lot of them. Splurged and bought a bunch, and I was so excited to have them in my collection and get them signed. So the first one is Starlet. This one is one of her standalone novels, so it's completely separate from like her mafia romance universe. Carmen Clara is a Hollywood star, and then someone gets murdered while she's filming a movie? Is that? Oh no, her sister was Clara. They were twins. And they have 2 weeks before the movie wraps, and I may be working right next to a killer. I am intrigued. I pretty much read all of Sophie Lark's backlist, but not her standalones ones, like this one and the Monte Cristo one. So yeah, I'm excited to read this one. To get the last 2 books in the Brutal Birthright series that I didn't have, these are the illustrated editions. So stinking pretty. This one is Broken Vow. Her mafia romances, I do suggest that you read in order. This one is a bodyguard romance. Said I have tattoos for all of the books in the Brutal Birthright series, except this one. I haven't figured out like what tattoo I'm gonna get for this one. Almost all of them are inspired by like the cover or something in the book, but like I don't want to get a cowboy boot tattooed on me. So like, oh, I don't know, if you've read this book and you know like a cute, small, dainty tattoo that I could get that would link to this book, but also be like very subtle and cute, let me know. I don't know. Someone suggested like a cowboy boot, someone suggested a whip, and I'm like, I'm not getting a whip tattooed on me, so I have no idea. Last one in the series is Heavy Crown, and I do have the tattoo for that one. Wrong hand, embarrassing. Oh my god, don't even know what tattoos I have. I got a little crown right here on my hand for it. You can't really see it, so I'll put a picture here too. I got a little crown on my hand for that book. Like I said, all of my tattoos are very small and subtle. I loved this book. I feel like it was such a good like wrap up to the series. So yeah, happy to have those 2. And now I have all of the illustrated books in the Brutal Birthright series. I got the first 3 books in the Kingmaker series. I love the way the spine looks. The first one is The Heir, which is a friends to lovers romance and also kind of a little bit of a love triangle. This entire series follows the kids of the Brutal Birthright series, and it's a bunch of kids who are a part of mafia families, are expected to also be in the family business. I ended up going to Kingmakers, which is a college that you go to learn how to be in the mafia, basically. They teach you how to fight, they teach you how to strategize, you have heirs and you have spies and you have enforcers, and it's just a really interesting setup, and I love love how it connects to her other series. This is the first one. Second one is the Rebel. And then the third one is the Bully, which is my favorite one from the series. Oh my god, I love this one so freaking much. Dean. This one follows Dean and Kat, and I don't want to give you guys any spoilers. You have to read it in order. Bully romance, obviously, because of the title, but it's perfect. It's literally perfect. The way that Sophie Lark connects all of her books together, like the general arc of all her stories, if you read them in order, is just magic. I love the way she writes like powerful, strong heroines. They're so steamy, so sweepingly romantic, just perfect. The very last book I got was Anastasia. I have read this one. This is a dark fantasy retelling of Anastasia. It's an enemies to lovers romance with her and Damien. It has such a cool magic system in this book. It is thick, okay? She's thick. It's a long book. It follows our heroine when she's really young, and it's not just about the romance. It's also about like the family dynamics and the political dynamics and the magic system. Guys, it is so good. So freaking good. I know some people are intimidated because she thick, okay? She a thick girl, but it's good. It's so good. And I know this one has art in it, if I'm not mistaken. It does. Oh my gosh, I die. I think all of her illustrated copies side, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Yeah, they do. They do. That was my little book haul. I know it wasn't too many books, but for me, it was a lot because, like I said, we don't have space. But thank you guys for chatting with me. If you're going to any book signings, let me know which ones, because maybe we're going to the same ones and we can say hi to each other and chat, and that would be so much fun. All right, I love you. Thank you so much for watching. Love you, I love you, I love you. As always, thank you for taking time out of your day to spend time with me. It means the world to me. I hope you guys are all staying happy and healthy, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!